Most people get this wrong. They think passive income apps mean you install something and magically money starts rolling in every hour. That is not how it works, and that misunderstanding is exactly why most people quit too early. Here's the truth no one tells you. These apps can generate small, consistent earnings, but only if you understand how they actually pay and what level of effort is realistic. In this video, you'll learn 7 of the best passive income apps in 2026, how they really work, how much you can realistically earn, and how people actually combine them to build a steady side income. No hype. No hype. Just what works and what doesn't. Let's start with the basics. The first category is data sharing apps like Honeygain. These apps pay you for sharing unused internet bandwidth. Think of it like renting out your idle internet connection. You install it, it runs in the background, and you earn slowly over time. For most users, earnings are small, but steady. People like Alex in Mumbai often use it as a set and forget app on Wi-Fi. But here's the problem. If your internet usage is low or your region has low demand, earnings will be minimal. So this is not a fast money method. Next is rewards-based gaming apps like Misplay or JustPlay style platforms. These apps pay you for playing games. It sounds fun, and it is, but here's where most people misunderstand it. You are not getting paid for playing casually. You are getting paid for engagement time and ad views. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some users combine multiple gaming apps and rotate them daily. Jake from the US, for example, uses 2 apps instead of 1 to increase total payout opportunities. Third is survey apps like Swagbucks or similar platforms. These are simple. You answer questions, get points, and redeem them for cash or gift cards. But the key detail is eligibility. You won't qualify for every survey. That's why earnings fluctuate a lot. Fourth are cashback apps like Rakuten or similar reward platforms. These actually work better than most people expect. You shop normally, and you get a percentage back. The trick is consistency. If you only use it once a month, it feels useless. But if you use it for all online shopping, it adds up over time. Fifth is receipt scanning apps. You upload your grocery receipts and earn small rewards. It's simple, but here's the catch. The payout per receipt is low, so volume matters more than effort. Now let's talk about the 6th category. Bandwidth plus device sharing hybrids. These apps combine multiple passive systems. They often pay slightly better than single-function apps, but they also drain more battery or background resources. And finally, the 7th type is microtask automation apps. These give you small tasks like testing apps, watching ads, or verifying content. They are not fully passive, but they can run in short bursts throughout the day. Now here's the important reality check. Even if you use all 7 types, you are not going to replace a full-time income. Most users realistically earn anywhere from a few dollars to maybe a couple hundred per month depending on location, consistency, and device usage. But here's the smart strategy most people miss. The real value comes from stacking. Instead of relying on one app, users combine 2 or 3 categories to create a steady trickle of income. Before you jump in, always check withdrawal thresholds, country availability, and payment proof history. That alone saves most beginners from wasting time. So to summarize, passive income apps in 2026 are real, but limited. They work best as small side earners, not primary income sources. The winners are the people who stack them smartly and stay consistent, instead of chasing hype. If you found this breakdown useful, like the video, drop a comment with which app you're trying first, and subscribe for more real, tested earning methods without the hype.